What's up everybody, welcome back to The Art of Crypto, the best place for you to learn crypto trading and crypto investing. In the last video, if you remember, I called that Unfi USDT would break out of this massive falling wedge after retesting a support line at about here. And look exactly what happened. Boom, breakout. You would have hit 3 of my targets, so I told you to buy the retest here. And if you did, boom, you would have been up 30%. Now, if you also remember, in my first ever video on YouTube, I called that AVAX USDT would look extremely bullish for the month of April. And at the time that I called it, it was about 31. And right now, if we just go over to AVAX, boom, from my point of entry, you would have been up 30% as well. Now, in this video, I will do an update on AVAX USDT and I will let you know what has changed since my first video. So, just to reiterate, if you would have gotten in at my point of entry, you would be up a significant amount of profits already, 30% in about a week. But here is what I am seeing at the moment. On the 4-hourly chart, I am seeing that AVAX USDT has reached a peak, just a temporary peak. A peak, right? Notice that I didn't say the peak, but a peak, which means it should be calming down for the next few days. Now, as we all know, everything doesn't just go straight up all the time, so we just need to give it a moment to calm down. But I still highly believe that there is a lot of upside to AVAX, because this is what I'm seeing. If you just zoom out a bit, you can see that this is looking a lot like a rounded bottom, right? Or you could even say that this is a rounded double bottom, both of which are extremely bullish signals, and it is just a matter of time before they pop off. In fact, even though on the 4-hourly we are at a peak, I'm not saying that we will absolutely crash, because here are 2 levels of support that we can immediately look for AVAX to hold. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, it would really help me a lot if you could just drop a like on this video. It's a small gesture, but it really helps a lot. Back to the video, which is this yellow line right here. That is a 21 EMA on the 4-hourly, and the white line here, that is a 50 exponential moving average on the 4-hourly. At the moment, we want to look for these 2 lines to hold, because that means that the strong uptrend is still intact. But even if these do not hold, I do not expect the 200 exponential moving average to be breached, because there's just so much upside to this, right? If you know a pattern called the cup and handle, this is looking almost like one right now. So at the moment, even though there is a little bit of downside in the short term, it is forming a cup and handle pattern. And if you know anything about cup and handles, you know that the price, if it does break out, assuming that it will break out here, that will bring us to right about $50 AVAX. So in the immediate short term, I wouldn't be too worried. I will look for AVAX to find some support on the 21 EMA and the 50 EMA. And if you want additional levels of support, you can see that the 21 EMA is right about the 0.786 FIB level and the 50 is about 0.618. But if those do not hold, I would highly look for the 0.05 Fibonacci retracement level to hold as support. Here's why. Hey, just a quick little interruption. Now, I know that all these price prediction videos are extremely exciting, but think about it this way. If you want to take other people's money, doesn't it make sense that you have to be better than them? So if you really want to upgrade your skill set, I want you to check out these 2 videos right here: risk management for crypto and 1 reason why you're losing money in crypto. I put a lot of value into these videos and I believe it will help you out a lot. So go check these videos out after the video is done playing. Peace. In an uptrend, in order for an uptrend to not be broken, we need to keep forming higher highs and higher lows. So at the moment, this is what we got: higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And we don't know how low this low will go yet, but as long as it does not break the previous higher low, we are still firmly in an uptrend. So I will look for this level to hold right here at about 32.5. But if it really does break, I will expect the 200 EMA to really hold as good support. But if it doesn't, that means that AVAX would be going into a downtrend for just a little while. So with that out of the way, what are the perfect entry points? Well, for starters, we do not have enough information on the 4-hourly to tell yet, but here is what I want to see forming before I even think about an entry. Because here's the thing, I told you guys to enter when it broke above and held above the 200 moving average. That is when I told you guys to get in. But if you get in right now, it's just massive FOMO. So wait for another pattern to form, wait for another entry. But here is how I will be looking to entry. Number one, on the 1 hourly chart, put on a 200 exponential moving average. If everything goes well, it should not break below the 200 exponential moving average on the 1 hourly. You can set your stop loss right below the 200 EMA. That is entry number one. Entry number two, I would look for a pattern to form. As I was saying, I am expecting a cup and handle almost to form. So if it doesn't form this kind of a perfect handle, it will go something like a falling wedge, at which case you would want to try to buy the bottom of the trend line and it will break out. But even if, let's say, there was a falling wedge that formed and it broke even lower, then I still wouldn't panic, because here is the beauty about rounded bottom patterns. Because if it breaks below the falling wedge, it will go almost sort of like a third bottom, right? A third rounded bottom. And whatever the case, AVAX is still looking extremely bullish, right? AVAX will go to the moon. I'm not saying this because I'm not saying this because I am biased or that I'm holding a lot of AVAX. I am holding a lot of AVAX, but this is purely from a technical standpoint. As long as AVAX does not break below the 4 hourly exponential 200 exponential moving average, we are firmly in an uptrend. So I wouldn't worry too much. Just give it a little bit of time to play out. I told you guys to get in when it was 31.29, and if you're looking to get in now, I would wait. All right, wait for a pattern to play out. You don't need to enter trades all the time to be making money. In a bull market, simply not losing money already puts you ahead of 90% of everyone else. So just be patient, wait for, just on the 4 hourly, look for this 21 EMA to hold. If it doesn't, look for the 50 EMA to hold. And if it doesn't, the 200 EMA would be a super good entry. Even if it goes lower than the 200 EMA, it won't go much lower. But again, honestly speaking, I'm fully expecting the 50 EMA to hold, because we are right now forming high lows, high highs. There is no reason to go against the trend until it has been broken. So just be patient, exercise proper risk management, don't enter with too big of a position size, and definitely be patient. You do not want to enter in these kinds of patterns that hasn't been fully formed yet, for all we know. In fact, look, over here we had a rounded bottom that tried to form a cup and handle or a falling wedge, but then it just broke right through and we had another rounded bottom. So who knows, something like this might happen again. Either way, give it time to play out. The outlook for AVAX is still really bullish, and if you want some profit taking targets, I would go from the most significant recent swing top to swing low, and I would look for, see right here, I would look for this level right here. You can just take note of these Fibonacci levels. These would be good profit taking zones, or alternatively, you could also draw support resistance lines on major points of support resistance. So right about there. But either way, the ultimate target for the breakout of, if we really do get a cup and handle, then the ultimate breakout target would be at about $50. So just look out for that. As long as it doesn't break below the 200 exponential moving average, I really wouldn't panic. It is still firmly in an uptrend. So if you are holding AVAX, just be patient. Expect a little bit of downside in the immediate short term, but the medium term outlook is still extremely bullish. So just look out for those key levels. All right, 21 EMA, 50 EMA, and the 200 EMA. And with that, that is the end of this AVAX USDT update. So I will be signing off now. And as usual, may the gains be with you. Peace.